The NBA has seen its fair share of fights during its history. From Kermit Washington giving Rudy Tomjanovich the Falcon Punch and pretty much ending his career, to Chris Childs giving Kobe a two-piece to the jaw, to Jeff Van Gundy being dragged across the court while holding on to Alonzo Mourning's leg, to the infamous Malice at the Palace. Some of us actually miss it, or we wish we had seen a version of the league that was a bit tougher. However, there have unfortunately been some instances of NBA players getting into fights off the court as well. This video will cover 10 NBA athletes who fought outside of the court and committed some serious crimes. Considering how many of the association's performers have run afoul of the law, this list has been narrowed down and will focus on the misdeeds of renowned ball players or athletes whose crimes were particularly heinous. So without further delay, let's review this compilation of NBA lawbreakers. But before we do that, Pro Sports appreciates every one of our subscribers, and we take pride in providing the best content. And we want to remind you to click that subscribe button if you want all of the latest takes on everything NBA. In May of last year, veteran NBA shooting guard J.R. Smith explained in a video posted to social media what happened during his fight with a man who allegedly vandalized his car. Smith said that he chased down a man who allegedly smashed his car windows during a protest in Los Angeles. The former Cleveland Cavaliers guard said he chased down the man, who is white, and beat him up. Smith said that he parked his car in a residential area not close to where the protest and looting was taking place. I chased him down and whooped his ass, Smith said. Judging by the video, Smith wasn't lying. Two-time NBA All-Star forward Glenn Robinson drunkenly visited the home of his ex-fiancée in Chicago Heights, Illinois on July 20th, 2002. The 44-year-old Robinson furiously demanded to see their daughter. Although initially apprehensive, Robinson was let inside, and the 6'7", 240-pound menace proceeded to beat the woman. The top choice in the 1994 draft then retrieved a firearm from a nearby bedroom and chased her outside with the weapon before she gained refuge in a neighbor's home and phoned the police. Judge Christopher Donnelly inexplicably gave Robinson a lax punishment. However, Donnelly did harshly scold the former Boilermaker. "It's shocking what you did," Donnelly said. "You might have had some grievances, but you had no right to take it out on the mother of your daughter. You are a role model, and as such, you brought shame on yourself and your family and let your fans down." Oliver Miller was a Portly center who played basketball for seemingly every professional organization on earth. The 47-year-old Miller, who last earned paychecks competing for the glamorous Lawton Fort Still Cavalry of the Premier Basketball League, repeatedly pistol-whipped his girlfriend's brother at an April 2011 backyard cookout in Edgewater, Maryland. The 6'8", 280-pound Miller was arrested by Anne Arundel County authorities and charged with assault, reckless endangerment, and multiple other offenses. The Big O, who was named the 1991 Southwest Conference Men's Basketball Player of the Year as a University of Arkansas Razorback, pleaded guilty to first-degree assault and carrying a handgun, and received a 5-year sentence behind bars. Meanwhile, the sibling of Miller's sweetheart required 11 staples to close deep lacerations on his head. Infamous center Greg Oden, who the Portland Trail Blazers chose first overall in 2007 out of The Ohio State University, was expected to develop into the most dominant big man since Shaquille O'Neal. Instead, the 29-year-old Oden battled knee and leg injuries that robbed him of skills on the court. The mammoth 7', 275-pound Buckeye unwisely sought alcohol to dull his physical, personal, and professional pain. Oden repeatedly struck his ex-girlfriend in the face at his mother's house in Lawrence, Indiana on August 7, 2014. Oden was charged with 2 felony battery counts and 2 misdemeanor battery counts. More than a year following the brutal attack, Oden pleaded guilty to battery with moderate bodily injury, and prosecutors dropped the additional 3 charges. Indiana Pacers shooting guard Lance Stephenson allegedly threw his pregnant girlfriend down a flight of stairs in a New York City apartment complex on August 16, 2010. The 30-year-old Stephenson, an unrepentant troublemaker who has been employed by 6 organizations since entering the association in 2010, then reportedly walked down the stairwell toward his sweetheart and slammed her head against the bottom step. Stevenson was arrested and slapped with assault, menacing, and harassment charges. The 6'5", 230-pound Stevenson, who was also charged with sexually assaulting a 17-year-old girl while attending Brooklyn's Abraham Lincoln High School in 2008, was arrested for third-degree assault. The prosecution's case versus Stephenson collapsed and it was eventually dismissed altogether. While Stephenson is technically innocent in this matter, something ugly transpired that summer night and the details are absolutely chilling. Former NBA shooting guard DeAndre Liggins has been employed by 9 professional basketball organizations since leaving the University of Kentucky after his junior season in 2011. The 29-year-old Liggins is yet another NBA player who enjoys beating women. The 6'6", 210-pound Chicago native attacked his girlfriend in front of their 2-year-old son in August 2013. The police arrived, restrained Liggins, and charged the former Maverick with 2 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of domestic assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, 3 counts of domestic abuse in the presence of a minor, and 1 count of violating a protective order. Liggins' legal team delivered and managed to get the felony domestic violence charges dropped. The Wildcat ultimately pleaded guilty to a single misdemeanor count of domestic abuse. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. Alvin Robertson was a defensive specialist who participated in 3 NBA All-Star games during his career. The 54-year-old Robertson, who recorded a quadruple-double and averaged a record of 2.71 steals per game over his 10-year career, has an extensive rap sheet. Roughly 5 years before retiring as a San Antonio Bomber in 2000, the 6'3", 185-pound Robertson broke into a woman's abode in San Antonio, strangled her, and bit her face. Thankfully, Robertson got pinched by the police and was eventually sentenced to 6 months in jail for resisting arrest, 4 months for criminal trespass, 9 months for 1 assault charge, and 1 year for another assault count. The former Razorback was arrested in February 2010 for kidnapping a 14-year-old girl for child sex trafficking purposes and forcing her to perform fellatio on him. Robertson was exonerated of all charges in November 2015. The Golden State Warriors selected Michigan State University shooting guard Jason Richardson with the 5th overall pick in the 2001 draft. Approximately 2 years after relocating to the town, the 36-year-old Richardson attacked the mother of his 3-year-old daughter. According to her testimony, Richardson launched her with such force that her head struck a wall in her apartment and put a hole in it. While the 6'6", 225-pound Richardson ludicrously claimed self-defense, a jury quickly convicted the pathetic Spartan of misdemeanor domestic violence. Richardson, a 2-time NBA Slam Dunk Contest winner, also played for the Charlotte Bobcats, Phoenix Suns, Orlando Magic, and Philadelphia 76ers before retiring in August 2015 due to chronic pain in his right knee. In 2008, Nets forward Richard Jefferson was charged in Minneapolis with choking a man who said Jefferson crashed his private birthday party in January. Jefferson was in Minneapolis for an NBA game against the Timberwolves. The accusation came from Lyle Fox, who, according to the police report, said a hotel area had been roped off for the property. He said Jefferson entered the area and, when he was asked to leave, threw or pushed Fox onto a bench, grabbed him by the throat with both hands, and began to choke him. On the Mike and Murray show on satellite radio, ESPN reported Jefferson gave a very different version of events, saying that he had been approached by someone who was rude and disrespectful and that no punching or choking took place. Jefferson was charged with assault. And finally, another former New Jersey Nets star, Jason Williams, unintentionally shot and killed limousine driver Gus Christophe in February 2002 at his mansion in Alexandria Township, New Jersey. The 49-year-old Williams subsequently tampered with evidence and attempted to cover up the homicide. While Williams' lawyers got the aggravated manslaughter charge dropped, the native New Yorker was convicted on 4 counts of concealing the shooting and aggravated assault. There is nothing I can do or say to bring Mr. Christophe back. If there was, I would do it, Williams said. Terrible accident, and the way I acted after the accident was being a coward. That bothers me. The cover-up was selfishness, me trying to protect myself. A 1998 NBA All-Star, Williams served 18 months behind bars before his release in April 2012. Do you remember these? Did we miss anyone? Let us know below. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos.